to fly, but I worry all the time that he will stay alive. He's done a lot of stuff that makes me wince. He's telling stories and dancing on the fence. Oh, life is a place between death and joy.
Hello friends, you're on Mountain MGTOW, where you're always welcome. Yeah, it's been a while, like I always say. And just to address that first and foremost, I'll upload when I feel like it. I don't really want to have a following necessarily. I just want to share. And today I'm sharing with you, I'm not quite sure what this mountain is, so we'll just call it Mountain MGTOW. I've moved. I finally bought my own apartment. It was a long time coming, and I wish I had done it 20 years ago, but here we are. I'm 41 and I own my own apartment. Thanks in part to MGTOW. You know, I could say there was a point 10 years ago in my life where I had just met my new girlfriend and I had received an inheritance of $40,000. If I wasn't with that little girl, because that's what she was, I was 31, she was 19. If I wasn't with her, then I probably would have owned a house. I could have put a down payment, all that $40K on a house. I could have found something in the city for $300,000. Basically what I paid now for my apartment 10 years later. In a city outside of the city. So basically suburban. But that's neither here nor there. So what matters is I have my own place. And the reason is because I got kicked out. Not because of any wrongdoing on my part, but because the landlord, so they say, they were renting another place and they got kicked out. Whatever. I didn't want to rent anymore, so I found myself an apartment. Thank you to my parents for that. They helped me. But anyways, life alone I came across a few comments, and I am quite active on watching YouTube MGTOW content. You know, Gone with John has recently been at the forefront. He does great content as well, and I'm a nasty motherfucker. I come on there and my first line will usually be, "What's up, cunts?" Some people don't appreciate that. And that's good. Because I ain't got no time for bitches. Especially male bitches. But anyway. So one of the comments that I read and responded to was about how we men shouldn't be happy that women are suffering and women are destroying families. I'll take what I can get. I laugh at the misery of women. And it's because all my empathy, all my sympathy has been completely shit kicked out of me. And it's the women that have done that. And I bet you have also had enough of their BS, their bullshit. And the way I responded was that men like us, we're not all incredibly introverted and choose to live a hermit lifestyle. Some of us do. Some of us value it. Most of the time I value it. I want to be alone. I have no problem being out here in nature. I love it. And now, moving away from the city, especially where I was before, I'm surrounded by nature and I love it. I'm so much happier. But, we could have had good women if the circumstances were different and if the situations were beneficial to men. But let's be honest, they're not. The times we have now in the West is that women are used as tools of destruction to absolutely destroy the nuclear family and men in general. Feminism outwardly despises men. They're proud of that. And women are becoming more and more emboldened to not only hate men, but actively destroy us, waste our time, waste our finances. I've seen so many articles and reports of men being absolutely financially castrated. One story recently was with a man who had divorced and his wife sued for a salary of almost $200,000 over the 15 or 25 years that she had been together with him for housework. Well, fuck you, bitch. What about the work that I put in for the family for her? I'm going to sue you for all the motherfucking food that I had to buy for you and the free rent you had while living with me. Fuck you. Oh, and I don't think this is going to be rated for children. It's no use getting angry anymore because that's what they want. They want us angry. They want us pissed off. They want us to break. It ain't worth it. They're not worth it. Women aren't worth it. The system can go fuck itself. I wonder, my parents are close to passing away. I wonder if once they do, I'll take my inheritance and just retire on my dad's farm. I might just do that. I don't know. I've all but got my pilot's license. If I can buy a small plane and just fly there, I'll make my own landing strip and farm. I don't need nothing else. I don't need nobody else. And women are miserable because they're realizing that they do need somebody else. Back to the comment. Actually, you know what? I'll delay that comment for a while. So, what was I going to get into? Well, in the future, we're going to be blessed with an absolute shit ton of single women crying, older women, 40s and 50s. I mean, they're already present. They're already spewing all their L's on TikTok, and that'll be funny when it gets banned. Not if, when. They'll just move over to, hopefully not back to YouTube, because, well, I fucking hate YouTube too. I would prefer to use BitChute, but there are problems with that too. I don't know about Rumble, but we'll see. But okay, let's go back to the comment. So I had mentioned that we could have had a family if the situations were different, if the circumstances were more in our favor. But us average men, I consider myself average, maybe slightly above average on a good day, maybe a 6, but average. We were all dealt a losing hand. You might say the 50s and 60s brought about a time of prosperity because there was a dearth of men. They'd all died in the war. And so any woman was just clawing to get their hands on a man. And honestly, that's a good analogy, since they are harpies with sharp talons and razor-sharp teeth in their pussy. Demonetized. See if I care. Well, you know, we take that bad hand we've been dealt and we make it work. We accept the terms and we adapt. And that's what makes us strong. MGTOW strong is we adapt. Well, what else can we do? I mean, we got to live, we got to survive. There's no use getting discarded. Who does that benefit? Certainly not us. Why should we sacrifice our lives for a woman that can upend the family unit, destroy our lives and the children's lives? I want you to know that any woman that decides to have children on her own are absolutely killing those children's future prospects at a happy life without a father. Shame on you women. Don't even think about having children by yourselves. You're horrible. And single motherhood is a disease, a cancer. So we accept our terms and we adapt. And as average men, we can live a decent life on our own, alone. And that's the best that we can do. Now, if you want to grind and work yourself into an early grave so you can get that money, sure, go ahead. I'm not saying you shouldn't. And I'm not even saying that you would work yourself into an early grave. Maintain balance in your life. But if you're doing it just to attract women, sure, okay. Even if you don't attract women, you'll still have that money. But money isn't everything. Your health is very important. I do say work out. I enjoy working out. I've been injured, so I haven't been able to do that the past few weeks, but whatever. But what is nicer is to realize that you're a part of nature and to enjoy it symbiotically. Harmoniously. Live in harmony with nature. See, there may be bears here. There's all sorts of wildlife around here. Does it scare me? Absolutely not, because I ain't going to step on no bear's paws. I'm not going to encroach on the coyote's territory. I can visit, and you can visit them. I'm sure they like visitors. Just don't feed them. You're fucking them up too if you feed them. And you know, there's a lot of us in MGTOW that would have been absolutely wonderful fathers. We could have had lovely families. We could have son and daughter, or several children. And they could love and respect their father. And when you come home every day from work, they'd run to you and say, "Daddy, Daddy, you're home." And I'm never going to have that. And it makes me really sad. Because women and feminists have taken that away from us. I love kids. I know I would have been a decent father. Hell, I would have been a great dad. But we can't have it. This society punishes men for reproducing, for procreating. Rips our hearts out and tells us to pay for it. What's the point of having kids with a woman? She's just going to steal them from you using the government as her fucking tool. And the men in blue as her weapon. Fuck the courts and fuck the police. I have aspirations to get into politics over the coming few years. And if I have the opportunity, I'm going to start to dismantle the family law system and the family courts piece by piece. I'll break it from the inside. I swear to God. Because this, what feminism has created, and what women continue to do to us, is horrifying. It is inexcusable and unforgivable. And I haven't even been married. I haven't even had kids. But I can tell you the suffering that I see on my colleagues' faces and in their hearts Something's got to be done. My good friend Delta Dan, he puts out a video every once in a few months now. There was a time that I was really worried that he had taken his own life, and I was trying everything I could do to reach out to him. I'm so glad that you're still with us, Delta Dan. Keep up the hard fight. I know it's a struggle. Well, I'm sure I got more to say. You know, with things the way they are now, I don't want to get too much into the politics of things, but in the West here, in America, they're really trying to divide us. And in the media, it's pushing women everywhere. You see that every day. It's pushing lies every day. All the fucking time. And they're spotlighting a lot of black women in America, which I find curious. They're not doing that here in Canada, at least not with black people, because we have a very small portion of the population that is black, about 2.5%. But what they are doing in Canada instead is they're dividing us using the natives. So the native Canadians, Aboriginal people. I never understood that word, Aboriginal. Usually means not or different. So they're not original? What the fuck does that mean? Indigenous. So they call them indigenous. Okay. I'll call them deciduous. Because they're not of this land either. They came from Alaska, Russia, from the Bering Strait when it was frozen over. Whatever. So they're using women right now to sow destruction and divide us. So be it. We're going to live our lives as best we can and adapt to this political climate that seeks to destroy us and families and society and our culture. Our culture was good. And then we let it get destroyed. So maybe it wasn't that strong after all. America only lasted 400 years. Will it go another 100 to 500 years? No, that's not going to. If you're in America, you're pretty close to fucked 2 ways from Sunday. Get yourself some land, start farming. Because our culture is dead. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.